Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this Wednesday. It's Wednesday, it's the midweek hump, and this is video 2 of I Have No Clue. I'm a little bit annoyed that that rhymed, but no. So we get straight into the meat and potatoes. As in this video, we're talking about Jay Slater, because there was an interview done earlier on today, and it was talking to this detective, and he had some things to shed some light on about how Jay was potentially scared and wouldn't have wanted to have returned back to this house. So let's just dig into this and then we'll come back and we'll have a chat about it. But it also brings up about this watch. And I'm wondering whether indeed it was potentially this watch that has led to whatever has happened. But let me get straight into this. So it says, Mr. Jay Slater was scared when he left Tenerife Air BnB. An investigator thinks he knows why. Former cop Mark Williams Thomas says missing teenager Jay Slater may have been scared when he left the deserted holiday rental in Tenerife on the morning he vanished. The former British police detective working for the family of missing Jay Slater has alleged the teenager was scared when he left the holiday rental where he was last seen. Mark Williams Thomas, who has probed a string of high-profile missing persons cases, made the claim about the apprentice bricklayer on Wednesday morning while given a public update about his last known movements. And the TV sleuth also stated that J19 said he couldn't go back to the property, which 2 Spanish police officers were seen examining while wearing forensic-style blue slip-ons over their shoes on Tuesday morning. Jay had travelled there with 2 older British men before his disappearance and was last seen leaving the whitewashed home named Casa Abuelatina at around 8 a.m. on June 17th. Mr. William Thomas, 54, said, "We have received information that would suggest Jay left the rental property feeling scared and that he would not return to the rental, even though that would have been the most sensible course of action and also where he could have charged his phone and got water. Let's not forget, however, there was one hell of a walk for him." Anyway, let's scroll down here. He added he was told to go back to the rental. He said he could not do that and that he had already been walking 30 minutes and that he was now off the road and walking on a track where there were loose stones. So this, to me, feels like this is the friend who came out a long while later saying that he had spoken to Jay on the phone. That seems to be where this information has come from. I did initially think, well, who's told you that? Who's told you that he was scared or whatever? And would this lad have said that? I don't know. Would he have just said that and not said anything more? Something doesn't seem that accurate here. Whether someone said it, I don't know, but it's a bit of an odd one. I'm not sure whether I am 100% convinced this is truth. Hate to say it. Spanish police have said the 2 Brits, who are both understood to have been spoken to by officers before leaving the island, have no relevance to the missing persons investigation. We said this yesterday, didn't we? Until this is completely concluded, I don't know how anybody can be ruled out. It always pisses me off when you hear that people have been ruled out who had direct communication with someone who goes missing or is harmed, and you still don't really know what's happened, but you're like, no, they're all right, they've got nothing to do. But how the fuck do you know who had what to do with anything? So you may not be able to prove that they did, but that doesn't mean that they didn't. That's probably why I wouldn't make a very good police officer. But shedding new light on Jay's mindset shortly before he went missing, Mr. Williams Thomas also alleged that during his car journey with them to the property, Jay posted a video on social media boasting about the theft of a Rolex watch. Speaking in a video statement today posted on social media, Mr. Williams Thomas claimed en route, Jay posted a Snapchat saying that they had taken a £12,000 Rolex from a person. We have been unable to validate this in terms of a reported theft. However, friends of Jay, he said he would not make this up, and the watch was the subject of a later conversation between them. Mr. Williams Thomas was lead investigator on the ITV exposure documentary The Other Side of Jimmy Savile, which revealed how the late BBC presenter preyed on young girls. He joined the hunt for Jay from Oswald Whistle, Lancashire, after reaching out to Jay's mum, Debbie Duncan, 55, offering his help free of charge, which she accepted. He travelled to the island on June 24th, where he was seen carrying out inquiries at the holiday rental. Don't need to speak about any more of that. But yeah, so it's like what I said yesterday. I think in this scenario, if you strip it back bare bones, you've got two situations here. One is that a young lad gets into bother because he's had a few drinks, whatever. He's in unfamiliar terrain, quite dangerous terrain. They've just come out as well and spoke about the fact that because of how dangerous this terrain is, they actually put a roadways in about a year ago. And there seems to be issues with that. Let me just see whether I can just bring that up quickly, because I think the locals have actually raised about that. There's also some more stuff on the Rolex here. Let's just bring this up quickly. Everything we know about the stolen Rolex at Centre of Investigation. So it says, Mr. Jay Slater posted a video Snapchat revealing he had taken a £12,000 Rolex hours before he went missing. Leading investigator has revealed. Jay Slater has been missing, yada, yada, yada. We don't need to do that. So it says, investigators are now turning their attention to an alleged stolen Rolex that could provide them with key answers. Now, I touched about this Rolex way back when. I think that was one of the first videos I'd done. So why this is only now starting to obtain traction is beyond me. Bearing in mind that, yet again, this seems to have been on social media and being spoken about around social media before it actually got to boots on the ground, people who could do something about it. But it makes me wonder whether that's why they've gone back to this household and had a look to see what they could find. I don't know. Let's just see if they've got anything else here. It doesn't look like they have, but they're just talking about the fact that they're aware of it and they're obviously looking into it. But this roadway, let me just see whether I can bring that up quickly. It's not very old, so here we go. So this is what the locals are talking about this. So it says, Jay Slater live, Tenerife local pinpoints major issue with road teen took in mountains. The last signal coming from Jay Slater's mobile phone was detected in the Masca area in Tenerife near a treacherous road and the holiday rental he stayed at. And there we've got a shot there. The new road in a rugged area where Jay Slater was last seen in Tenerife was built just a year ago, according to a local. Speaking to the Manchester Evening News, a Tenerife native who chose to remain anonymous said the whole road was built only a year ago. It was built to make the area safer, to make it easier for people to get in and out of. The resident added that there are many tourists and walkers and hikers in the area, and the road was supposed to make it safer for them, but here we are. Now, someone did say yesterday they wondered whether Jay had potentially tried to walk on that road, and had he been struck by a car, could he have been struck and knocked off? We just don't know. But this is what I mean. This is in two directions. That is either something has happened on that walk and no one else is involved, or something nefarious has happened and there are certainly other people involved. And I just now wonder whether this watch is going to provide the clue that we needed to find out what happened. Let me know down below what you think, and I'll catch you all in the next one.